God, that's a weird way to start a podcast. Hello, what's going on, everybody? It's just me today. Just no guest. Solo episode. I felt this would be quite a cool little way for me to talk and really just I don't quite know, express my feelings, really. I've been feeling a bit mentally off this past week, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe the last 2 weeks. I'm not going to go into the gory details of things, but yeah, I'm just really struggling. But weird thing is, I've still been showing up every day. Oh, my voice went really high pitched then. Yeah, normally when I come into a patch like this of feeling mentally wrecked, of overwhelming anxiety, depression, and that, I start to eat awful food. I don't do anything. I kind of just become a bit of a zombie. But I'm halfway through this 75 hard challenge. For those that don't know, it's like an exercise challenge or healthy eating, basically lifestyle challenge of just getting yourself into good patterns and routines. Um, so reading 10 pages of a book every day, working out for 45 minutes every day, at least 45 minutes. Um, there is a harder version. I've kind of adapted it to more like a middle challenge just to make it more realistic. So the actual challenge is two 45-minute workouts a day, but just working out alone for me is can be a challenge. So one of those every day. No junk food, no chocolate, no sweets, no sugar, no fizzy drinks, no takeaways. Um, so yeah, I'm halfway through that, and it's going really well at the moment. I'm seeing a lot of physical results. I think I'm about 17, 18 pounds down now, so around a stone. I'm not sure what that is in kilos, but definitely seen a lot of benefits health wise so far. Feeling good, about my body at least. But yeah, really confusing week because, as like I said, normally when I hit this bout of depression and feeling awful, I don't take care of my body and feel like I'm really learning the importance of discipline when it comes to mental health and physical health, and really just in anything that you do in life. I feel motivation is one thing, but discipline is way more important because disciplines is what's going to keep your consistency. It's what's going to keep you pushing and moving forward and getting results. And yeah, it's just a little bit of a mind fuck really, that I'm almost like high functioning. Like I've never been one to like mope around and not be able to like get out of bed or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to jump on here and kind of just talk about that, about staying disciplined. Like even when your head's not fully in it, it just it feels, it's a weird feeling. I'm not used to this kind of feeling. But there's a few things on my mind right now. Um, I'm turning 30 this year. Next month, I turn 30. And I think one of the main reasons I'm feeling so down this week, it's not even feeling down, it's feeling mentally, I feel mentally checked out because I'm turning 30 next month. And for a lot of people, that is, it's like a crossroads in your life. It's a point where you really stop and evaluate what you've achieved, what you haven't achieved, maybe goals that you had set yourself when you were 20 or a teenager that you wanted to have done by now. Um, places you'd like to have been and things like that. And you really sit back and assess, trying to assess what I want. And I feel like I'm coming into that next stage of life now where, I mean, I've never been one for parties and going out and going crazy. So it's not like I'm here, okay, like, oh, I've had my party phase. I need to settle down now. Like, I don't feel like that. I feel you're only as young as you feel, right? Well, you're only as old as you feel. Is that the saying? I think. But I'm feeling like my my biggest fear in life is not regretting the things I did, but regretting the things I didn't do and not taking the chance to experience those things while I can. And I think that's what's been playing on my mind a lot lately is I'm 30, I don't have a child or I don't have a house that I own. And it's very easy to look and see, oh, like when I was 25, like I should have had this, or I should have had this, I should have been married by now, I should have had a child, I should have had like it's so easy to do that, but it's not healthy, it's not good for you. And I feel like I've done that a lot in the past, maybe over the last 2, 3 years, where I'm not quite feeling happy with where I am. But in the last year, especially, I've come to terms with I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I feel like we're always exactly where we're supposed to be because wherever we are, whether we think that we should be further ahead or maybe even we're further ahead than we thought we would be, it you're exactly where you're meant to be. And there's lessons that we're going to take from the exact situation that you're in right now. And like I can't really complain. I'm in a great job at the moment. I'm really for the first time in maybe 6, 7 years, I'm really enjoying my work. And those that are new here, I am or don't know about me, I'm a chef. I've been a chef my whole life. In and out of kitchens for like nearly 15 years now. Oh, that's another thing of turning 30. You're like, oh my God, you haven't been doing things for like a couple years now. You're like, I've been doing this for like a decade and a bit. Like, but no, I'm super happy with my work. The people I work with are great. Bosses are great. Um, so I've got nothing to be worried about there. Nothing to be anxious or nervous about. Like, but it is. You know, you have this one. Sometimes you have this thing that's just lingering in your head constantly. Like, no matter what you're doing, what you're achieving, you might be thriving in every aspect of life, but sometimes there's this one thing that you question whether, "Oh, I should have done this. I wish I did that." And for me, that is traveling. Well, like ever since I was about maybe, I mean, I was obsessed with travel and different countries and cultures, even from like the age of 10. And I think I get it from my grandparents. They both sets of grandparents have loved to travel. They've both been all over the globe. And I think sometimes there's just like I know people go away, they go on like a gap year or like they go to Australia for a year. And don't get me wrong, I lived in Brazil for 6 months. I moved to Brazil when I was 21, 21, 22. I moved to Brazil for 6 months. I lived there um, with my ex partner who was Brazilian. And that was a phenomenal experience. I loved it. It was the friends I met, the stories and memories I made were fascinating. Like the people, like I just there's something about people that I'm just fascinated by, and different people, different cultures, seeing how people do things, and I'm and I keep thinking to myself like I was supposed to do this. I was like when I was 18, that was my plan was I had saved up money and I was going to go traveling, and then I met my then girlfriend, and then money was spent going back and forth from Brazil, and it's not I don't regret that. I don't regret that. It was where I was supposed to be. It was where I was supposed to be in time. And now I'm getting to an age, I'm turning 30, I'm at a crossroads. And it's like, what do I want from life? Where do I want to be? Where do I want to go? What do I want to experience? What do I want to learn? And no matter how hard I think, I can't really think straight until I travel. And it's hard. It's really hard because I feel like you have responsibilities, you have people that depend on you, and it's then it's like, do I want to get to 50, 60? Not saying that you're ever too old for it, but while my body still agrees with me that maybe I should experience life outside of the UK. Because the UK sucks. Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't. The UK is beautiful. There's some incredible places in England, Wales, Scotland, even Northern Ireland. Um, but do you ever feel do you ever feel like you're destined for more? And I don't mean that in an egotistical way that like, oh, I'm destined for greatness. No, it's not that. I wake up, I go to work, come home, eat dinner, I work out, I play some games sometimes, catch up with friends, go to sleep, I go to work. And I think I've always struggled with that monogamous routine of life. And I get it. I understand that's what we're supposed to do for the most part. But in my head, I've always just felt like I've been different and I've not been destined for that. I don't know. I don't know if that's me. I'm very much a an optimist, a dreamer, like anything is possible kind of person. I don't know. The older I get, the more I think, is that just delusion? I don't know. And I feel like I get in my own head with this kind of thing where I'm not diagnosed with anything. I'm not diagnosed with ADHD. I'm not diagnosed with anxiety. I'm not diagnosed with depression. I don't even know if I am depressed. I don't know. I just trying to understand how I feel and trying to make sense of emotions and feelings, you know? And I understand I might be going off on a bit of a tangent here. I've never done this solo talking to a camera about feelings before. So you will have to bear with me. But yeah, it's I really feel like I struggle to ask for help. And asking for help is so it needs to be normalized. It's so important to ask for help because it doesn't make you weak, it just makes you real. And I always tell people to speak to someone, talk to someone, reach out if you need me. but then I don't ever follow my own advice, you know? It's uh it's hard. It's really hard. Trying to unpack all these emotions as well. It's while trying to stay in the game, trying to stay focused on work, stay focused on my mental health, my physical health, trying to stay on top of all these things, trying to maintain friendships, relationships, trying to be a good friend, a good brother, a good son, a good boyfriend. Like it it weighs on you. And I feel like that's why it's so important for men to talk about this. Because thankfully I've never ever been suicidal or never thought about taking my own life. I've been in places where I felt worthless. This past week, I felt like I was worthless. But thankfully, super grateful that I've never been to the point where I felt like I've had to take my own life. But I can see why people will feel that way, why men will feel that way, and why women will feel that way. Because it can, for someone that gets overwhelmed, I don't think I get overwhelmed easily. I overthink. I'm normally pretty good at staying on top of things, but sometimes it can all just become so overwhelming. Like it's a you feel like you're in a circus and you're juggling on a unicycle and they just keep throwing more bowling pins and you're trying to juggle them and it's becoming more tiring and more tiring. The longer you're going, the more pins that are getting thrown into the mix, and it gets to a breaking point where you just can't take it anymore. And I think what I'm trying to say is that please just ask for help. I did not mean to do that. Please just ask for help. If you're listening and you feel like you resonate in any way to what I've just said, please ask for help because the world is a better place with you in it. And I need you to know that. But yeah, we're at a crossroads. Crossroads of life. 30 years old. And I look back and I think, man, I've achieved some incredible things. But I don't know if it's been ingrained in me as a child or if it's something I've just developed on my own. But like, I always feel like I should be doing more. And I don't know where this has come from. Like, as a kid, my parents were always doing something. They were always working. And my parents are fucking grafters. Like, they both work their absolute arse off in everything. Like, they're rarely sitting down. And I don't know if that's where I've kind of seen that come. I would love to speak to them and see if they feel that way, if they have ever felt like they're not doing enough, or if they're content. And I think it's so important trying to stay content with what, like, you're working and you're doing your best, and that is literally all you can do. And I think sometimes I'm a bit too hard on myself sometimes. I think we all can be a bit too hard on ourselves. But it's It's a crossroads. Where do I want to go? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to be in 5 years' time? In 10 years' time? The question we all ask ourselves, right? It's it's tricky. It's really tricky. And I think I've always had this image in my head of, because I have a terrible memory, right? So I've always had this image in my head that when I look back, I will have this catalog of photos and videos, like films that I've produced of my travels and my adventures. And they say life is like a movie. And I've kind of always wanted to like encapsulate that, my life as a movie. And feel like it's almost like there's a piece of me will be missing if I don't get out there at least for a year, you know, of just fuck it. I'm packing my bags and then just going on that adventure and just seeing what happens. Meet some amazing people, talk to some incredible people. The food, man, I just want to eat the food of everywhere. I want to go to every country and eat their food. Just soak up the culture. One of the best things about Brazil, the food, man. You're probably thinking, oh, what the hell do Brazilians eat? Meat, a lot of meat, rice, grains, fresh vegetables, barbecue. Brazilian barbecue, man, is like honestly the greatest. As of right now, to my knowledge, is some of the greatest food in the world is Brazilian barbecue because, oh damn, I hate some really good food. They're chicken hearts. That's something I never thought I'd eat in my life. Chicken hearts in garlic and parsley, skewered on the barbecue, dipped in, oh, farofa. Farofa is this grain, not grain. It's like a breadcrumb made from, I believe, the cassava plant, and then it's toasted and it goes super crispy. So you dip like your juicy meats and things like that in there, and you get like the textural, like the crunch. Oh God, I digress. But no, it's a crossroads, man. It's a crossroads. 30, I'm turning 30. I would love to hear from people I've seen 30 and felt something similar. I would love to know how you handle it and how you deal with it and what you did at your crossroads. Sometimes it's not even 30. Maybe sometimes people get it earlier. Some people get it later, I suppose. But I feel like 30 is that transitional, like you're a full-fledged adult now. Like you're expected to have it figured out. But I think the older I get, when you're young, you look at adults, you think, oh man, my parents got it all sussed out. At least for me anyway. Or you look at adults and you're like, oh, they really know what they're doing. Like I'm 30. I'm like, I haven't got a fucking clue. Like I am convinced all adults are just completely winging it. And that is just what life is going with the flow. It's what Dan said last week. Just go with the flow. Whatever comes his way, he deals with it in whatever way he can and just have a good time. And I feel like that is really what life is, isn't it? You just have got to go with the flow and just life decisions, man. They're hard. Occasionally you get those decisions that you have to make that will alter your life. And it's fucking scary. Because you don't want to make the wrong one. But then, is there even a right or wrong? Because at the end of the day, you have to just do what's best for you. I think no matter what happens, the people you meet, whatever life throws at you, like you always come first. It's your story, it's your life. You only get one, and you have to put yourself first. You cannot spend your life worrying about others, because at the end of the day, you only get one go at this, and do not live with regret. Do not. And I refuse to live with regret, regretting things I didn't do, things I didn't see. Like tell your family you love them, man. Growing up, we never said it. As a family, we never said it. It was me, my brother, my mum, my dad. There was four of us. My dad's side of the family, they lived up north or in Guernsey in a different, like across the water. Um, so we didn't see them often. And my mum's side of the family lived close, but everyone's all very reserved, kind of does their own thing. And growing up, I don't remember really hearing the words "I love you" very often. It was only on very rare occasions that I feel like we would actually say it out loud. And feel like I lost my grandparents about 5 years ago, nearly to the day. Um, and that was very hard on my family because everyone had been, we refused to put them in a home, and the whole family was taking care of them, looking after them. My granddad had dementia, and my nan was doing everything she can, bless her heart, to support him and what he needed. And the whole family just mucked in together, did what they could at their time. And we lost them both within about 6 weeks of each other. And I feel like since then, there was never a conversation between the family, but we all just started saying, "I love you" more. We all just started saying it to each other. End of the phone calls. And just anytime we see them, we meet up, or anytime we say goodbye, you always say, "I love you." And I think that's so important because when you lose someone, when you say goodbye, you don't know if that's going to be the last goodbye. So tell your friends, your family, tell them you love them. Because if I'm losing someone tomorrow, I pray that the last words I said to them were, "I love you." I think it's hard when you're getting older. You're 30, turning 30, family's getting older. And I see that clock just lingering in the distance a little bit. Things are starting to tick over. What seemed endless is not so endless anymore. And it can be scary. It can be really scary. But Crossroads, man. Crossroads. We don't have it figured out. You're expected to have things figured out so early now. Social media and the rise of influencers and people becoming quote unquote successful, having lots of money and fame, and they're supposedly their life figured out by someone like 16, 17, 18, 21. And it sets an unprecedented or an unrealistic expectation for everyone to have it figured out. And you don't need to. You don't need to have it figured out. It's okay. Like, just go with the flow, you know? Try and figure it out as best as you can. And it's all we're trying to do. Some people figure it out like that. Some people have a really direct, I want to do this when I finish school. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Done. Great. Awesome. That's so cool. That's so cool. Not everyone has that. And I think there's a beauty in the uniqueness of everyone's journey is different. And there's no right, there's no wrong. It's uniquely yours. And ultimately, it's down to you what you do with that time. It really is. And there's no point getting to my age and thinking, fuck, I should have done this. Why haven't I done that? Because that shit will eat you alive. Like, that will gobble you up. And I did that for years. And then from like 24 to 28, yeah, 28, I did that. Like, oh man, should have really been here by now. You should have really been here by now. You should have really been up here by now. And then the self-loathing, you attack yourself, you berate yourself for not having achieved these things yet. And that only just sets you back further, because you end up telling yourself that, oh, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be this, or I'm not meant to have this. Like, you can have whatever the fuck you want. But you got to put the work in. You got to put the effort in. You got to figure it out one step at a time. If it's overwhelming, you make a plan. You break the plan down into small actions. You achieve those actions consistently. You execute your plan. And what will be, will be. Sometimes the plan changes. I thought I had shit figured out by 22. I was head chef at the most popular patisserie place / cafe, eatery, brunch spot in the whole town. Like, the whole area. Most awards, the most prestigious reputation. I was, excuse me, engaged. I was engaged. I'd been with my partner for 6 years. We were renting a flat. I thought we were going to buy a house. And that was going to be it. And that was my life sorted. I would have a house in Brazil. I would have a house in England. And that was going to be my life, of being able to go back and forth and have these two different friendships, these families, this multicultural thing. And it went. It's all gone. It's Don't get me wrong. It was my choice. It was my choice. I realized that wasn't what I wanted. That wasn't who I wanted, and that's okay too. We can think we have it figured out, and our feelings can change, our wants can change, our needs can change. And yeah, it's hard. It sucks in the moment, but at the end of the day, it's life. And I think, I don't know, I do know, but it's hard. Sometimes you feel like you get put in situations where you have to make a decision. And you have to do what's best for you. And that can play on your mind. That can drag you down. It can bring you down. Make you feel anxious, overwhelmed, overthink. But yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself for keeping going. Like I said, I feel like Will from a couple of years ago would be really not doing okay. Like the fact that I feel like it probably is the challenge, the 75 hard challenge. It's really teaching me the discipline. It really, really is. It's keeping me motivated. Obviously, don't get me wrong, seeing the weight loss come is great, but just feel a weighted pressure on my shoulders. I think when you want to please everyone, whenever you don't ever want to upset someone, you don't ever want to hurt someone, and I think it's really hard. It's really hard because at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. And yeah, you get one go at this life. Don't live with regret. Just don't. If you're 19, 20, 21, and you have something you want to go do, something you want to achieve, and you're scared, you're worried of how it's going to upset someone else, if if it really means that much to you, do it. Just get out there and do it. You owe it to yourself to be more courageous. So just get out there and do it. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. Just do it for yourself. But I think it was only a short one this week. I don't think I really have much else to talk about. I kind of just I like I treat this like a bit of a therapy session. You know, I don't know if there's many solo podcasts out there. I know Theo Von does episodes solo. Um, what do you guys think of this? Does this does this appeal? Would you like to hear more? Would you like to hear more of my stories? I'm not a very good storyteller. I'm more of a visual storyteller in editing and film. But I feel like giving people a platform to air their stories, it's only right that I kind of share my own feelings and what I'm going through as well, you know? So, yeah. I feel like this is the part where I would ask if you could leave one quote or piece of advice for the people listening, what would it be? So, I think I know I would say, don't regret the things you did. Get out there and live without regret. Chase your dreams and you owe yourself to be more courageous. You owe it to yourself to be more courageous. Don't live with regret. You owe it to yourself to be more courageous. Yeah, I like it. But thank you all so much for listening to me ramble for however long. um, I'm sure I'm not alone in these kind of feelings and feeling this way. If you have resonated with anything, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to be able to talk to people about this. I feel like it is super healthy and intriguing to talk about this kind of thing because it is hard to talk about. It is difficult putting this out there. So if you don't want to air it publicly, I completely understand. But feel free to send me a message on Twitter, on Instagram, Discord, YouTube, wherever. All my socials are up here or descriptions down below. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Tell your loved ones that you love them and take it easy.